To the state of Washington, where dozens of inmates who are now on hunger strike at an immigration detention center could be force-fed if they continue. A U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement spokesperson says they'll do it only if it's, quote, absolutely medically necessary. But the strikers' lawyer says the prison is using intimidation tactics, such as threats of force-feeding and efforts to isolate strike leaders. For more details on this story, we'll go to RT's Ramon Galindo in Los Angeles. Ramon, let's begin with this. What are the detainees trying to achieve with this hunger strike?
Sure. Well, this hunger strike started last Friday with reportedly some 1,200 detainees going on hunger strike. Now, yesterday that number dropped down to 5, and this morning ICE tells me that there are a total of 4 people still on strike. But basically what they want is an end to all deportations across the country and really an improvement to their conditions right now at the Pacific Northwest Detention Center, which is run by the private prison contractor Geo Group. Now, according to these detainees, they're paid $1 a day for the jobs that they perform there. As I mentioned, this started on Friday. On Sunday, a new list of demands came forward from the detainees. Advocates for the detainees talked to me a little bit earlier about it. Let's hear from them now.
They want lower bonds to be able to pay this bond and get out of the detention center so they can continue with their civil proceedings outside with their families in their homes. They also want asylum cases to be resolved in a quick matter. Some of them have been there for years waiting for asylum cases. They also want to ensure that they have due process. They want to be able to actually see a judge and go through the system.
And according to these advocates for these immigrant detainees, some of these detainees are being isolated reportedly so that they can't coordinate with other strikers. And as far as demands go, so far ICE hasn't met any of them.
Could you make this? What is the prison saying? Are they actually under threat of being force-fed?
Well, I spoke with ICE earlier today, and they said that as far as the hunger strikers go, they are following protocol. Now, they say that there are 4 hunger strikers still being under medical evaluation. And during this medical evaluation, they are informed that if they refuse to eat, that they could possibly be force-fed. Now, there's no confirmation that has happened yet, and they wouldn't give me an official statement as far as whether they're threatening anybody. What they did say, the only official statement that they have released to us and to other media outlets is saying that since Friday, U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement officials and detention center management have been communicating with detainees. Several issues that have been brought to management's attention are being addressed, including adding more items to the commissary list and exploring ways to reduce prices. ICE fully respects the rights of all people to express their opinion without interference.
Ramon, this hunger strike has highlighted the issue of immigrant detention in general, hasn't it? The U.S. is now holding 34,000 immigrants behind bars, and as I understand, it's required by law to keep it at that level. Can you tell us more about this?
Yeah, that's right. Back in 2006, tough on crime Republican legislators really heightened this quota up to 34,000, saying that immigration detention centers had to have 34,000 of their beds filled. And that's one of the things that these activists are trying to fight. Let's hear from them now.
The reason why there's this roundup of immigrants across the nation has to do a lot with Congress mandating for a couple of years now that ICE should have 34,000 people detained across the nation any given day. And that's why they're going around trying to meet this quota. And this quota just came down from Congress with no real understanding of what they were doing. And that is also the reason why on April 5th, we're going to reach 2 million people deported.
That's right. And right now, federal spending on immigration detention and deportations has topped $2 billion every year. And, you know, the beneficiaries of this are really these private prison corporations such as the Geo Group and the Corrections Corporation of America, who have very large contracts with the federal government to transport and to house these immigrants, and who have spent a lot of money lobbying on Washington for these tough immigration measures that we've seen over the years.
Thank you. Great report. That was Ortiz Ramon Galindo from our LA studio.